Welcome to Random Thoughts. Rayshawn Blyden here. Leave a like, share, and subscribe. Piers Morgan said the phone call that convinced him that Trump is heading back to the White House. Let's dive right into that. The phone call from Donald Trump that convinced me he's heading back into the White House, says Piers Morgan. Donald Trump called me late on Saturday. Is that my man Piers? It's your favorite president calling. I laughed at his typically cocksure presumption. There are actually a few contenders for my favorite president, including Bill Clinton and Jimmy Carter, both of whom I've interviewed numerous times and have great respect for, and Nelson Mandela. But Trump is the one I've known the longest and the best. He'd seen me appear on Fox News in New York to discuss his first rally appearance since last weekend's horrific assassination attempt. I'd say how much I admired his defiance and guts in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, and the fact he was back on stage at another rally just 7 days later, putting on a crowd pleasing 2 hour performance worthy of a rock star. He's the Mick Jagger of politics, I declare. And he is, they're virtually the same age, 78. Jagger's 81 this week. Show zero sign of letting age dull their zest for life and believe in putting on a high energy show full of their greatest hits that they know their fans will love. In Jagger's case, it's satisfaction, honky tonk woman, and sympathy for the devil. In Trump's case, it's been Biden bashing, rigged elections, being indicted more than Al Capone, and making America great again. But now he's added an instant vote winning smash hit to his playlist, one that was greeted with huge roars when he unveiled it last night. I took a bullet for democracy, and I believe it will propel him to the White House in the November election, especially now that his Democratic opposition opponent, Joe Biden, has essentially pulled out of the race. So he's he's going with the phone call here. How are you? I asked. I'm great, he replied, considering I got shot last week. He chuckled, but he knows how close he came to death. Trump's doctor revealed that the bullet that struck his ear was a quarter of an inch from entering his head and almost certainly killing him. I'm so glad you survived, I said. And unlike those who detest him but issued statements shedding crocodile tears, I meant it. For all our ups and downs, he stormed out of our last interview when I said he didn't have the 2020 election stolen from him. Trump's been a good friend to me over the years, ever since I won his Celebrity Apprentice show back in 2008. Me too, he laughed again. Those bullets were whistling past my head, making a big whoosing sound. The shooter was a good shot. Apparently, he was a hunter. Fortunately, I turned my head at the right moment. I guess God was looking out for me. Kinda crazy, right? But there was so much blood from my ear, I never knew ears bled so much. So the conversation continues. Were you not apprehensive about going back out tonight in front of tens of thousands of people? I know I would. He said, I couldn't let myself think about that, he replied. I had to get straight back out there. Whatever you think of Trump, and nobody has a disinterested opinion on America's most divisive politician, his response to being shot has been remarkably courageous. Seconds after being hit, he stood back up, arms raised, defiant, chanting, fight, fight, fight. And Saturday night, he stood alone and exposed on another rally stage for 2 hours. Not many public figures would have risked that so soon after nearly being assassinated. I know I wouldn't. How the hell did that lunatic kid get so close to you with a rifle? I asked. I don't know, he sighed. I'm surprised my Secret Service agents didn't say I should wait 10, 15 minutes. It's true, they should have before going on stage while they figured out what was going on. They should have. There were people in the crowd shouting about seeing the shooter on the roof, so I don't know what happened. Then he switched topics back to what is now incredibly only the third most dramatic moment in the race in the past 24 days, behind the shooting and Biden quitting. But one of which was the catalyst for Trump's surging leads in the poll. What did you think of the debate? It was a predictable train wreck for Biden, I replied. Just so embarrassing. My 12-year-old daughter came down and asked if he was asleep. Trump laughed loudly. Then he mocked Bad Man Joe and his cognitive decline. If he stays in the race, you'll win, I said. And even if he doesn't, I think you'll still win. Trump said, I hope so, he said. But 4 months is a long time in politics. Look at the last 3 weeks. I just hope he stays in as long as possible. Well, it turned out to be only a matter of hours. Biden's now out, but frankly, whomever the Democrats go for as their replacement nominee, I don't think it matters. During the 15-minute conversation, I've never known Donald Trump to sound so calm, happy, focused, or with what seems like a profound new awareness of what really matters in life. It's true. Being shot, a close call with death, of course, it would change anyone. There's nothing more important than good health. Pierce, stay healthy, okay? Yes, Mr. President, I replied. You too. Thanks. I will. It's been good to talk. You know me very well. In fact, you know me better than most people. So I appreciate what you said and the Jagger compliment. I do know him very well, warts and all. And what's very clear from our phone call is that cheating, death, has given Donald Trump a new spring in his step and a presidential race momentum that I believe will now prove unstoppable given the way his opponents are imploding. As Wisconsin Churchill, who fought in several wars, once said, nothing in life is so exhilarating as to be shot at without results. So there you go. What do you think about that? Are you in agreement with Piers Morgan that it doesn't matter who goes in there? And obviously, I'm talking without cheating a fair election. I mean, even it's got to be too big to rig by now. Do you think it's too big to rig? If you think it's too big to rig, let me know in the comments. Leave a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Random thoughts, politics,